guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anthony. Today I'm going to be doing a first impressions / wear test of the AJ Crimson Dual Skin Foundation. So if you want to see my thoughts on the AJ Crimson Dual Skin Foundation, stay tuned. Alright guys, so I'm super excited. I think I say that in every video, but that just shows how much I like makeup. Super excited to try these AJ Crimson Dual Skin Foundations. I have been holding off just because I wanted to be able to give you guys like a full day wear test of these. I do have two shades of the foundation. I have shade 2 and 3. This is 2, this is 3. You can see my fingers have been in there. Now I do want to tell you a little bit about this foundation. So according to the AJ Crimson website, which if you haven't checked out, please go check out. Each foundation is hand poured, which is one thing that I loved when I first looked into this foundation. So you know that you're getting a fresh product anytime you buy one. It is all natural beeswax base, paraben and cruelty free. It can be used as a foundation, concealer, and contour, which makes sense because they do have a wide variety of shades. It isn't like the biggest shade range. There's not like 50 foundation shades, but they definitely seem to cater more towards people of color. But they do also have very light shades as well, so you are able to make sure that it matches you very well by adding bronzer, contour, highlight, and all of that stuff, which I think is really cool. It's supposed to last up to 18 hours, which I think is an amazing claim. This is a cream foundation, and whenever I have tried cream foundations on my combination skin, it tends to get very oily, kind of accentuate my texture after a while. I'm very interested to see how long this lasts. Probably won't wear it for 18 hours. Because I'm just not gonna wear makeup that long. It does say it's water resistant, which we love. Buildable coverage. It says it's good for oily, dry, and combination skin, and it's best applied with a medium-sized blush brush. Now, one thing I find interesting, it is buildable coverage, but this is also said to be able to cover tattoos. And from what I've seen online, people who use this don't have to use too much because it covers so well. And like I said, usually cream foundations don't work that well on my skin. However, I've seen nothing but good reviews on this, which makes me excited. But also, my skin seems to be changing a little bit lately. I have had some dry patches like over here recently. You know, maybe with age, my skin is just starting to get a little bit more dry. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not drinking enough water. I don't know. So this is shade number 2 right here. And this is shade number 3. So you can see that it's a little bit warmer than I can go right now. But this shade right here, number 2, looks like it's gonna be really nice. So I'm very excited. Don't mind that scratch. Cat parents, you know what's up. I am around like an NC40-ish in MAC. If you're around that shade range, hopefully this will help you kind of pick the foundation that will best suit your skin tone. I'm going to take, I have the Sephora Pro diffuser angled brush, the number 95. I'm gonna take shade number 2. I don't have any primer, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start applying this to my skin. If that's not a match, I don't know what is. That is a match. Okay. I didn't take a lot on this brush. I literally just went like this. I'm gonna go ahead and dip in there again. There we go. That's a match, like, that is a match. And you can see I had redness on my cheeks, around my nose. So far, I think I do have like a nice high medium coverage just from that alone. You can still see like a little bit of my redness right there, but for the most part, my skin is covered. One thing I noticed immediately is that this foundation does not feel very heavy. This feels so nice on the skin, actually. I'm assuming it's that beeswax. For me not to have put a primer on, let me zoom you in a little bit. I'm sorry, I forgot to zoom you in. Oh, that's too much. That's too much. So for me not to have a primer on, I do feel like my skin looks very nice. It's not really accentuating pores or anything like that. And it really, like, surprisingly looks like skin. I feel like a lot of people tend to use that claim very loosely. Oh, it looks like skin. But this actually, like, if you were looking directly at my skin, trying to be like, is that a foundation or not? Probably wouldn't be able to tell. Other than the fact that like my skin looks nice. Look at this match. Like, that's amazing. I don't know that I have foundations that match this well usually. This is a very, very good match. A little bit more right in this area because as you can see, I have a little bit of redness. This is actually where that dry patch has been, which is probably why it's not sticking to it the same as it is to the rest of my face. So I'm just gonna put a little more. Yep. Yep, that did something. For me to have a shade match that is this spot on is very rare. Usually something is a little bit too orange or a little bit too neutral and I kind of have to balance it out with concealer and contour and all of that. This looks amazing to me. That's beautiful. You guys can tell that there is a significant glow, I would say, which I find to be kind of typical for cream style foundations to have more of like a slight glowy finish. I'm gonna set this foundation so that way we can really see if it lasts. Go in with the number 3 since I have it, just to add a little bit of depth. So number 3, even though it is deeper for my skin tone, it's not that deep, and the undertone itself is not too far off from mine. It's not going to be a significant contour or anything like that, but it could be a very natural bronzer, you know, bring some dimension back, as you can see. I don't know, I love that it's in a compact, it has a mirror. I love that it feels very sturdy, it has the logo. I just think it's very, you know, classic, very profesh looking. So I'm gonna grab a smaller brush and use number 2 on my under eye and see what that does for these dark circles, because you can see I'm looking a little crazy. It's not streaky, like it blends very easily. You don't have to worry about there being streaks from a brush. Of course, if I had a lighter shade, I could do like a highlight, but I don't even need to do that today. I'm gonna go on the other side. Honestly, what from the drugstore is gonna do that for you? I'm just asking. I'm taking the Dermablend powder. This is my go-to powder, the translucent. Thank you, Destiny Godly. She put me on. I actually am almost out, so I'm gonna need to buy a new one at some point. Making sure there's no creasing. That looks so good. Oh my god. Let me find out this is about to be my new favorite foundation. I've had a lot of new favorites lately, but each one holds a different purpose, holds a different space in my heart. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave, this is my left side, your right side, I believe. I don't know. I'm gonna leave this side not set just to kind of see how it wears throughout the day. And I am gonna set this side here because that's just normally what I would do. Again, if I was wearing this out and about or whatever. Honestly, setting this foundation, it looks so smooth. It looks so smooth, guys. Like, I damn near just want to set my whole face, but I know that there are people who don't necessarily set their face every day, so I am going to leave this side alone. But this looks amazing. I'm not mad at it at all. For shits and giggles, I do want to take my arm because it is tatted, and I want to see if this covers my tattoos. Why not, right? Let's take number 2. Oh. So that's one layer. You can see that, you can still see the tattoo at this angle because I can't really see what I'm doing. I mean, but it's doing something. Look at that. I mean, that definitely covered a good amount. You know what I mean? Absolutely, if I built it up a little bit more, I would imagine that it would completely cover that tattoo. So That's an amazing thing. If you're somebody who does professional makeup, a lot of people actually ask for their tattoos covered during weddings, I noticed. So, you know, if that's your field of work, this is might be something to have on hand. I mean, other than the fact that it looks freaking amazing on my skin as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of late in the day, I'm not gonna lie. It's 2:56. So, 3 o'clock. I know I'm starting this a little late, but I was working today. I will definitely wear this for at least 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours for sure. By hour 6, I'm gonna know how I feel about it as far as longevity. But as far as my initial impressions of it, it looks freaking stunning, guys. There are some foundations that I love for short-term wear. Not every foundation that I have is gonna be super long wearing, so we'll just have to see. But it says it's 18 hours of wear, so we'll have to check that out. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish my day, and I'll come back later in the evening to give you an update as to how this foundation is lasting, if my thoughts have changed, if anything's gotten too oily, if anything's faded, all of that good stuff. So stay tuned for that. I'll be back in a moment. Ooh, okay. So it is 9:15 currently. So it's been 6 hours plus. And as you can see, if I can see, hold on. I'm pretty glowy. I'm gonna zoom you in just a little. I am pretty glowy on both sides. Remember guys, I did not set this side other than under my eye. So this side is more glowy than this side. As I am creasing under my eye, but that has nothing to do with the foundation and has everything to do with my eyes. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. But overall, you can see I'm pretty shiny, which is expected because I do have like a combination skin type, and I generally get the most oily like right here around my nose. And so that's perfectly normal. It was already shiny when I finished applying my makeup. Now, I will say that by itself without powder, it does not really dry down. So that's something to consider, especially if you plan on wearing this throughout the day, whether it be a work day, if you're gonna be out and about. Now on this side, it is shiny as well, but it is toned down just a bit, but it is still shiny. So I did set this side with my Dermablend powder, and you can see that it's still a little shiny here. It did crease a little bit right there, which again is pretty normal for me. Most foundations do tend to crease for me a little bit in my smile line and around my nose, which this did as well. With that being said, I will say that I almost feel like the side that I didn't set though did not crease as bad, and my foundation did not fade off. And what I mean by fade is like when you have oilier skin, sometimes if you're wearing a foundation that's not meant to last at all, even when you produce oil, that makeup will literally just like melt off. You know what I mean? And I don't think that this happened with this foundation. I think I still have the same amount of coverage that I had when I left earlier today. So that's a great thing. It is not transfer proof though. So you do have to be very conscious of that. If you're gonna wear this foundation, if you're somebody that touches your face a lot, or you like to like lean your face against things a lot, it's gonna come off. Even I would say if you have powder, it's gonna come off. I don't know that it's meant for like a really rough day. You know what I mean? I think for me at least, this foundation is gonna be best for pictures, for like events where you're gonna be like inside probably most of the day, things of that nature. I did bring a little bit of toilet paper, but you can use whatever, because I did want to blot this area just to see what happens if I blotted the oil away, if it's gonna take off all the foundation, and what happens. So I'm gonna blot the side that I did not set first, so I'm kind of scared. Oh wow. So this came off of my face. Ooh, that's a lot of oil, huh? Ooh, that's a lot of oil. But to be honest, it looks like a lot on here, but I thought there would be more foundation that came off just because of the consistency of this foundation. But that actually did me some good. I could totally blot it. and I think I would get a few more hours within the day without having to worry. And this was on the other side. Now I will say, you can tell just by looking at how much came off on the side that I powdered versus how much came off on the side that I didn't powder. This side definitely had a lot less oil. It did have a significant glow, but there was a lot less oil overall on this side of my face. This side pretty much looks matte again, but overall, I didn't feel this foundation on my face very heavy throughout the day, which is an amazing thing. And I do feel like this made my skin look really nice, considering how low-key crappy my skin has been and is underneath this foundation. I feel like this made my skin look pretty good. It's definitely a more full coverage foundation. Definitely gonna be great, at least in my opinion, for like photography, videos, things like that, where I'm not gonna be wearing this all day long. I'm very interested to know, like, if you have drier skin, how it performs for you. And even if you have oily skin, I would like to know as well, just because I'm curious. Do I like the foundation? I do like the foundation. I like the finish of the foundation. I like the way it seems to perfect my skin even without a primer. And that's another thing, I did not use a primer with this, right? So maybe if I did use like a mattifying primer, I wonder if that would do anything for like as far as how oily it was. But in general, I don't mind if my foundations get oily as long as I'm able to touch them up. You know what I mean? Because that's just what my skin does naturally. But yeah, I highly recommend. Go support AJ Crimson. And he has other things too. I believe he has lip products and setting powders. So he has, you know, other items as well that you can totally check out that I'm sure are amazing. But I'm liking this cream foundation, and I think I will be wearing this, you know, for the next couple weeks just to kind of play around with it a little bit more and see how it performs in different conditions. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this foundation. Let me know what you think about how it wore on my skin, on my combination skin. I look forward to hearing from you guys. And of course, I hope you're staying safe, and I will see you guys the next time. Bye.